How's it going, everyone? Hope you're all doing good and looking after yourselves as always. Mr. Boulder back tonight with a Bon Jovi album ranking video, going right back to my childhood. So about 6 weeks ago, I did a Def Leppard album ranking video. So I had to do Bon Jovi as well because Def Leppard and Bon Jovi were the first two bands I got into back in about '87. It was. Absolutely love both these bands. So yeah, did the Def Leppard discography. So I had to do Bon Jovi as well. Absolutely love this band. Some absolutely fantastic albums in their discography. However, there's no denying that there's some absolutely shocking albums in this discography as well. So obviously we're going to be talking about those first. Going to get started after a quick sip of a cold drink because it is absolutely scorching down here in the southeast of England at the moment. So 16 albums to talk about. And for me, coming in at last place, just going to have a quick look at my notes, is their 13th studio album from 2015. And this is called Burning Bridges. Now, that cover should tell you everything that you need to know. Zero effort put into the cover. That is absolutely shocking. And it's not the only thing that's absolutely shocking because the music is absolutely terrible on this album. This is Bon Jovi trying to make a country album with horrific results. I'm not going to lie to you, the first time I listened to this, it just dragged and dragged and dragged and just couldn't wait for it to be over with. I gave it another couple of listens and literally I'm getting about 2 songs from this and the rest of it can get in the bin. First track, A Teardrop to the Sea, I do like, and We Don't Run is a good track as well. Saturday Night Gave Me Sunday Morning, I suppose, is okay, but the rest of it is just completely forgettable. You know, there might be a nice melody here or there that I like, but that doesn't save the entire song from being rubbish. And this is just a very, very bad album. I would absolutely not recommend anyone go out and listen to this. If you're into Bon Jovi, you've not heard this, it's not worth your time at all. It's absolutely terrible. Like I say, I've only listened to it about 3 times, and that's enough. I don't ever care if I never hear this album again. It's a terrible, terrible album, and no doubt bottom of the pile. Up next is their 12th studio album, and this isn't much better. And this is What About Now, and this is the last album to feature Richie Sambora on guitar before he left. So this one was, I think it's 2013. Yeah, Richie did not go out on a high, unfortunately. This is pretty much just as bad as Burning Bridges. It's just a tiny bit better. I mean, Because We Can, first track is good. I'm With You is a good track, I like that. Title track's okay. That's What the Water Made Me is again okay. Then you got other stuff in here. Old Habits Die Hard. That's literally it. Again, the rest of it, I just can't really remember any of it. Completely lacking in hooks. Completely lacking in anything. Sort of. Oh God, I've got my train of thought. Basically, any kind of decent tunes. It's just not there. They're not there at all. It's just a bad, bad album. And again, like Burning Bridges, I would never ever recommend you listen to this because it's bloody awful. Right, next is their 10th album, and this is Lost Highway from 2007. This one is one that definitely lures you into a false sense of security. And it's pretty much the same as the 2 I've just shown, whereas the first 2 tracks are quite good, and you think you're going to be in for a bit of a treat, but things quickly go south. Lost Highway, the title track, I really, really enjoy that. Summertime is a really good tune as well. Then you've got stuff in here like they've got some duets with people like Leanne Rimes on there, which just does not fill me with confidence in the slightest. One Step Closer, I love This Town, they're okay, but again, it's literally about 2, 3, the very most 4 songs which are merely okay, and the rest of it just doesn't stick in the memory. Some of these latter day albums are absolutely terrible, and I'm glad I didn't spend a lot of money on these because they're absolutely not worth spending a lot of money on at all. And it's just another album that I just can't say too much about because it just interests me so little. There's really not a lot here to enjoy at all. First 2 tracks, again, definitely the best. But the rest of it is just appallingly dull, and I just don't want to know about ever hearing it again, I don't think. Not good at all. Number 13 then is their most recent album, 2020, which was released in, funny enough, 2020. This one is just a little bit better than the ones I've shown before. A little bit more quality, but still not a great album. First track on this, Limitless, is quite good. It's got a decent chorus. Do What You Can's got a decent chorus as well. You can tell by the lyrics in this that it's talking about what was definitely going on at the time in the world with old COVID just hitting. American Reckoning is okay. Blood in the Water's okay. Brothers in Arms. But again, they're just okay songs. Nothing really killer. Nothing really stands out. Nothing that makes you think, oh yeah, I definitely want to hear that again. That's really good. It's not. It's just okay. You know, that's the best thing I can say about it. And that's damning. I mean, not just this album, everyone I've shown so far with faint praise. They're just okay in places. And then the rest of it is totally forgettable and boring and dull. And yeah, if you haven't checked out any of these albums, you're not missing much, believe me. Now we're on to number 12, and this is their 11th studio album, The Circle. When did this come out? 2009, I think. Again, this is more of the same. It's got a few good tracks on it, and then the rest of it I just don't care for. We Weren't Born to Follow, the opening track. You know, opening tracks for the album are supposed to be all killer and get excited for the album. That doesn't. When We Were Beautiful is okay. Superman Tonight is quite good. Thorn in My Side's pretty good. And again, the rest of it is just forgettable. A lot of these albums are full of really bad, very dull, boring ballads. Bon Jovi are definitely their best when they're sticking to the rockier stuff. But there's way too many ballads on these latter day albums, and the majority of them are not good. And a lot of these albums, like I said before, are very similar to each other. A few decent tracks and the rest of it completely forgettable. Up next is Bounce from 2002. Now, we're starting to get some stuff down that's a bit better. Everything I've shown so far is pretty piss poor, to be honest. I mean, this isn't great by any stretch of imagination, but it's definitely better. Undivided, first track I do enjoy. The Distance is a good song. Misunderstood I like. That's got a really good chorus in it. There's a really nice vocal melody in the chorus from John that I really do enjoy. Hook Me Up's a good song. Love Me Back to Life. Title track Bounce is actually really good. Probably one of the best songs I've talked about so far. So definitely some more quality here. But again, there's a lot of dull ballads. And yeah, it's a better album than the runs that have come before, but it's still not great. But definitely an improvement on what I've shown so far, no doubt about it. Next up, we've got Have a Nice Day from 2005. This is this is pretty good actually. This was a genuine surprise. I mean, some of these albums when I got them, I wasn't expecting a lot from them, and they delivered very little. But this one was much better than I thought it was going to be actually. The title track, Have a Nice Day, is a great track. Really love the chorus. Great vocals from John. And the second song, Wanna Be Loved, is one of the heaviest Bon Jovi songs that you're going to hear. I mean, obviously we're not talking really heavy because it's Bon Jovi, but for them, it's got quite a good heavy riff. Sounds like there's a bit of the old talk box going on there, which you sort of are familiar with from Living on a Prayer, of course, and It's My Life. And there's other good stuff on this one as well. Complicated's good. Bells of Freedom is bloody awful. It's got a catchy chorus, but it's not a good chorus at all. I just find it absolutely laughable. Don't enjoy it at all. Last Cigarette's good on this as well. So yeah, this is not bad actually. This exceeded my expectations. I wasn't expecting much from this one, but it is good. Not a bad album at all. Worth picking up cheaply if you can grab it cheap. I literally grabbed all of these for about £2 or £3 from Music Magpie because I knew it wasn't going to be worth spending full price on getting all these, it has to be said. But Have a Nice Day from 2005 is pretty good. Up next is These Days from 1995. Now for me, this is where Bon Jovi, one particular part of their craft, started to really go downhill, and that's the ballad writing. A lot of the ballads on their early albums I absolutely love, and there's a couple of ballads on this that are good, But there are some absolutely shockingly dull ballads on this album. This is when the ballad game, for the most part, started to go south for these guys. And this is when I really started to lose interest in Bon Jovi, actually. First track, Hey God, is really, really rocking, really up-tempo, great chorus. But nothing rocks as much as that song for the rest of this album. Got Something for the Pain, which is a single track too. I really enjoy that one. This Ain't a Love Song, which is an okay ballad, don't mind that. Then you got the title track, These Days, which is a good song, great chorus, quite uplifting song, enjoy that one a lot. Then you got Lie to Me, which is another good ballad. But after that, this album goes downhill in a big way. Like I say, it's full of really, really dull ballads. This album drags its feet, seems to go on forever, and I just can't wait for it to finish. Second track from the end, All I Want Is Everything, is really good, but other than that, no, not good. Starts well, first 4 or 5 songs are killer, and after that, it's pretty much all downhill from there. This is definitely when I start to lose interest in these guys. Not a great album at all. Some really good stuff in there, but some absolutely mind-numbingly boring shit at the same time. These Days from 1995, for me, big disappointment, and when things started to go wrong. Up next, and this is Crush from 2000. This is actually the last Bon Jovi album I bought from my initial run of following the band. Yeah, the rest of the albums after this I bought from Music Magpie for about 25 quid to do this ranking. This is the last one I bought at the time of release, and really wasn't that keen on it at first. But when I went back to it for this video, I actually found I liked it a hell of a lot more. It's still not great, but there's still some really good stuff in it I really like. Lead single, It's My Life, which has the talk box on it, which of course reminds you of Living on a Prayer. It's a great track, really, really strong chorus, easy to sing along to. Great opener to this album. And the second track is Say It Isn't So, which is another good rocking track. Not as rocky as It's My Life, but I still like it. There's definitely a vibe of John Lennon going on with the vocals for John Bon Jovi's doing with his voice here, which I really enjoy. Third track, Thank You For Loving Me, is a really nice ballad that I enjoy. Two Story Town's a good track, but then after that things start to go a little bit south. Not terrible, but only stretch of imagination. But yeah, Captain Crash and the Beauty Queen from Mars is not only a ridiculous song title, but a ridiculous song as well. She's a Mystery is a really good ballad, actually, one of the better ones from these latter day albums. I Got the Girl's a good track, and then ends with One Wild Night. Definitely much better than I remembered it being. When I picked this back up to do this ranking, when I listened to it, I was like, that is actually better than I thought it was. I really, really didn't have much time for this at all, but it's definitely better than I thought it was. So there we go. That's Bon Jovi's Crush from 2000. Up next is an album that I know a lot of people have a lot higher in their ranking. And I really do enjoy this album, but it's never grabbed me as much as the other ones, it has to be said. A massive selling album. From 1988, this is New Jersey. Like I say, I like this, but it's never grabbed me as much as the other stuff. Even the lead singles from this, I don't find as strong as the lead singles from the other albums, but still plenty of good stuff on show here. You got Lay Your Hands on Me, the opening track, which has got a nice heavy riff in the intro, good chorus. Bad Medicine starts off with David Bryan's keyboard, sounds really good. Another good chorus. Born to Be My Baby was a single, like that song, but not massive on it, has to be said. Living in Sin, good ballad. Blood on Blood, ends side 1. An upbeat rocker. That side A is all really, really good, it has to be said. There's no bad songs there. Side 2, you got Homebound Train, which is pretty good. Wild as the Wind, great chorus, enjoy that one. Stick to Your Guns, another great chorus. I'll Be There For You, fantastic ballad. 99 in the Shade, not fussed about Love for Sale, it has to be said. Yeah, plenty of good songs on this one, but just don't hold it in as much high regard as I do some of their other stuff. But definitely a good album. Bon Jovi New Jersey from 1988. A lot of songs there that you'll know, even if you're not really familiar with the band, because they were such huge hit singles. Now up next is the big surprise from this discography. When a lot of these latter day albums turned up for me in the post when I went to do this ranking, I looked at the back of the CDs, and when I was looking at 16, 17 track albums, I was shitting myself thinking, there's no way there's going to be enough good songs to justify 17, 16 track CD or album, you know. But this one was the exception to the rule. And this house is not for sale from 2016. This is the album they made after their horrific attempt at making a country album. 17 songs long. I was initially worried, but it turns out I had no need to worry. I enjoyed this one way more than I thought I was going to. It's really, really good. House is not for sale, the title track. Great chorus, brilliant song. Living with the Ghost is a great track. Born Again Tomorrow, like. Roller Coaster's a good tune. New Year's Day I like. Skulls and This Guitar's a great track. Coming Up to Our House, Real Love, We Don't Run. I Will Drive You Home, Good Night New York. Very much surprised me, this one. I was not expecting to enjoy it at all, but I really did enjoy it. Some of the best rocking stuff they've done since their heyday, you know. And some decent ballads on this, a couple of crappy ballads, but that just seems to be part of the case of Bon Jovi albums these days. But This House Is Not For Sale from 2016 was a genuine surprise. I really wasn't expecting much from this, but it delivered way more than I thought it was going to. Right now, so into the top 5. Number 5 for me is Keep the Faith from 1992. Excellent album. Quick drink. Kicks off with I Believe, which is a really nice tune to kick off with. Title track, Keep the Faith. Not my favourite title track on an album, but I still like it. Excuse me. Starts off with the recently departed Alex John Such's excellent bass line. I'll Sleep When I'm Dead, brilliant song, such a strong single, great catchy chorus. In These Arms, another brilliant song. I just never get bored of listening to that tune. It's absolutely fantastic. Bed of Roses, good tune. For me, the highlight is Richie Sambori's guitar solo. It's absolutely fantastic. If I Was Your Mother is one of the heaviest Bon Jovi songs you'll ever hear. A really heavy riff, ridiculous title, but a good track, has to be said. Dry County, never been that fussed about that one actually, and it's like nearly 10 minutes long. It's an okay track, but I can easily miss it and not care. Woman in Love is a great track. Fear is a good song. Blame on Love and Rock and Roll, little bit of soul. A couple towards the end I'm not too fussed about, but other than that, it's absolutely superb. Really good album. Want to get this one on vinyl actually. Wouldn't mind getting an original press, but they're quite hard to come by, so I'm probably going to go down the reissue route. But Keep the Faith from 92 is a fantastic album. I really enjoy. Absolutely killer stuff. So, here we go then. Actually, that was number 4, wasn't it? Number 5. Because I've only got 3 left. So for me, top 3 and third place is their debut album, just titled Bon Jovi, released in 1984. This is absolutely superb. There's pretty much no bad songs on this at all. Kicks off with Runaway, which of course is led by David Bryan's keyboard intro. Great track. It's got a great chorus, really catchy. Roulette, brilliant song again. Really strong chorus, easy to sing along to. She Don't Know Me is a ballad, which is really nice. Sounds fantastic, great vocals. Shot Through the Heart, great tune. Breakout, Running for Love, Come Back, Get Ready. Brilliant stuff. And I didn't hear this one for quite a while, that has to be said. But I think it's a fantastic debut. Really hit the ground running with this debut, it has to be said. Brilliant stuff. I absolutely love it. Definitely hit the ground running here. And this is the way to start your career, you know. Debut albums are important, obviously. And they definitely did a good job with this one. But yeah, I didn't listen to it for quite a long time, and I'm sort of gutted with myself that I wasted so much time by not listening to it, but I got there in the end, and this is a fantastic album. Great stuff from these guys. Their debut for me is their 3rd best album. So top 2 now. And up next is an album that the band themselves don't even like, and I can't understand why, because it's absolutely superb. And it's 7,800 Fahrenheit from 1985. This is just an amazing album, and I cannot understand why the band don't like it. I don't think they've played anything live from this album in like easily 30 years. And for me, it's an absolute waste. It's just fantastic. Apart from one song, this is all killer stuff. Kicks off with In Out of Love, which is a great track. Excuse me, guys. I've got COVID at the moment, so that's why I'm coughing a bit. Price of Love, great up rocking track. Really like that. Only Lonely, fantastic ballad. Starts off with David Bryan's keyboards. I've noticed that these first 3 albums, David Bryan's keyboards are very prominent amongst everything, which is all good. King of the Mountain is an okay track. Silent Night is a great ballad. Really, really enjoy that one. Tokyo Road kicks off side B. Just a fantastic song. Another really, really strong chorus. Hardest Part of the Night. I absolutely love that song. Great guitar intro riff from Richie Sambora on that. Always Run to You. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. I love Tico Torres' drumming in that. Then you got the real stink on this whole album, which is called To The Fire, which is absolute shit. Compared to the rest of this album, I don't know why it's on here, because it's nowhere near as good as the rest of this album. And it ends with Secret Dreams, which is a good up-tempo rocking track. Again, sort of driven quite harshly by David Bryan's keyboards along with the guitar. Sounds fantastic. This album's just packed full of great songs and great choruses. Loads of hooks left, right and centre. Backing vocals on it sound great. John sounds fantastic. And I just don't understand why the band don't love it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. And it's my second favourite Bon Jovi album. Great stuff. 7,800 Fahrenheit from 1985 is definitely my number 2 Bon Jovi album. Right, so obviously you know what number 1 is. And it's just flawless. I've listened to this album so many times. And still to this day, it's still as brilliant now as it was when I first heard it 36 years ago. Absolutely, 35, 36 years ago. Slippery When Wet is just absolutely superb. It might be a bit of a cliche to put this at number 1, but sometimes cliches are a cliche for a reason. And with a very good reason here. This is just a phenomenal album. There'll be songs on this that you will know, even if you're not a fan of Bon Jovi, because they were such huge, massive hit singles back in the day. Just a perfect album, no bad songs whatsoever. This is a 10 out of 10 album any day of the week, and easily deserves to be top of the pile in this discography. Let It Rock, great track. You Give Love a Bad Name, fantastic. I love the riff that comes in before the vocals, fantastic stuff. Such a good chorus as well. Living on a Prayer, for me, it's got one of the best key changes you'll ever hear in music. After the solo, when the vocals come in, that key change when his voice goes up just sounds fantastic. Great guitar solo as well. Superb chorus. Social Disease, great track. Wanted Dead or Alive. Love the intro on the guitar as well, and the acoustic sounds fantastic. Great vocals. Superb guitar solo from Richie Sambora, actually. Side 2, Raise Your Hands, great up-tempo rocker. Without Love, fantastic ballad. I'd Die For You, good song. Really, really enjoyed that one. Never Say Goodbye is another great ballad. Ends with the up-tempo rocking Wild in the Streets. Yeah, there are no bad songs. It's just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, when I look at this album, I see 2 ballads on side 2. And 2 absolutely superb ballads, completely unlike the majority of the ballads they've been putting out recently, which are absolutely horrendous. Not the case here. They're absolutely brilliant. Some really nice solos. Some great vocals. Harmonies are fantastic, but the up-tempo rocking stuff like Wild in the Streets and Raise Your Hands, the ones that don't get talked about as much, are just phenomenal. And it's just an absolutely perfect album. There are no bad songs on this album. I know it note for note. I know every single lyric, every note. Just an absolutely phenomenal album. It'll always be my number 1 Bon Jovi album. They are never, ever going to top this. It's just absolutely fantastic. Slippery When Wet from 1986 is an absolute pop metal behemoth. It's an absolute masterpiece, and it's an absolutely superb album. Right, guys, so what's my opinion on the Bon Jovi discography? To be honest, my opinion of the Bon Jovi discography is exactly the same opinion I have of the Def Leppard discography. And that is, if you checked out this band after 1992, then you ain't really missing anything, to be honest. I mean, I can find something in every one of the albums that came out past Keep the Faith. But, you know, to be honest, the first 5 albums are where it's at. They are the ones you really need to have. Everything after the Keep the Faith, not necessary at all. I mean, the big surprise for me out of the ones that I got was obviously This House Is Not For Sale. I really was surprised by how good I like that. But some of these albums were just as bad as I was expecting them to be. And some of them were absolutely horrendously dull and boring. Sometimes you look at discography like something like Slippery When Wet or New Jersey. And then you think about stuff like Burning Bridges and What About Now and think, how the same band made those 2 amazing albums and then made those 2 absolutely horrendous piles of shit? It's just crazy. But yeah, if you checked out Bon Jovi after Keep the Faith, then you're not really missing anything. Would I suggest you check out anything past Keep the Faith? Maybe This House Is Not For Sale, but I probably wouldn't even recommend that either, because if you've got the first five, you've without a doubt got the best stuff. So that's it for my Bon Jovi album ranking. Cheers for watching till the end, guys. Get in the comment section. Let me know what your favourite Bon Jovi album is. When did you check out Bon Jovi? Did you check out them after 2000 like me, or did you check out Keep the Faith? If you checked out Keep the Faith, you did the right thing. I'll be back with you soon, probably with a collection update. So I shall catch you later on. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye.